This is Sophie Heller, and this is an ACT English Verbs question. We see here that we want to take Dr. Frankenstein, our subject, and use the right form of the verb has in order to convey the sense that has been going in the rest of the passage. So, we see here that we have different types of verb tenses, so let's go through our choices and see what makes the most sense in the sentence. So our sentence, we have, whereas Dr. Faustus, that figure in Christopher Marlowe's play about black magic, was a church scholar. So pay attention to this verb, it's a was. His later counterpart, Dr. Frankenstein, and then we have this will have been, the research physician. So let's look at our choices now. Will have been is not right because it is a future verb and we're just trying to describe two different existing figures. So we're talking about old horror movies here. So it doesn't make sense to say that Dr. Faustus was a church scholar, but Frankenstein will have been a research physician. He already exists, so we don't need to use the future. Same with this would have been, this conditional. Conditional is used for something that's hypothetical that may or may not have happened, but the movie Frankenstein was filmed, so we don't have to say that Frankenstein would have been a research physician. He did exist and he was a research physician, so that's not going to be good. So now we're left to the choice between is, which is present tense, and was, which is past tense. So let's think about it. So we see here that we already have a was, which is going to really tip us off to the answer. It's going to be best to stick with this was just because, well, one, it's already in our sentence about Dr. Faustus, and also Dr. Frankenstein, this is talking about old horror movies that have already been created. So to say that Frankenstein is a research physician sounds a little bit strange because this movie was released years and years ago. It's also one other thing to look at that makes choice 3 wrong is its lack of punctuation. So we're trying to set apart this later counterpart and Dr. Frankenstein. So this is what's called an appositive, where you set apart in commas a descriptive aside. So a descriptive aside is something like that we could take out of the sentence and it would still make grammatical sense. So if we took out Dr. Frankenstein, if we just said his later counterpart was the research physician, makes sense. It's better to have Frankenstein there, but it would make sense. So since this is a positive construction or this descriptive thing set off by commas, we want to have commas on both sides. So even if you're still trying to decide between present and past tense, notice that there's no comma here, so it won't make sense to have no comma and then a comma already here. So this is wrong in terms of tense and punctuation. So choice 4 is our only right answer. It has the right punctuation and it keeps our verb tense consistent.